sure most of you use school instruments in the orchestra, and a lot of you in the band, especially if you play a big instrument in band, right? You're going to use a school instrument. So, yeah, Seattle has done a very poor job in funding their music programs to start with, and then these cuts on top of it mean that we have less teacher time.
My name is Jorge Morales. I'm a teacher here at Seattle Public Schools in Chief Sealth High School and Denny International Middle School. I've been teaching here since 2004 now, so part-time. I started part-time and then I kind of became full-time now for a while. I can't remember when, but I didn't start initially full-time, so that's the only thing. And then I was teaching lessons part of the time. Yeah, go ahead.
What instruments do you play?
I play mainly, my main instrument is piano. I also play violin, and then I can play to a certain degree all the string instruments. So piano plus 4 instruments, the cello, bass, viola, violin, and then flute. I can play flute and guitar as well.
What inspired you to become a music teacher?
That's a good question. I don't remember all the reasons, but I remember practicing piano and really enjoying like just being able to play music on my own, and thinking wouldn't it be cool if I could get other people to play with me beyond other people my age maybe, but like teach other people how to play and enjoy what I'm doing. So that was my main thought. Then I also just enjoyed like learning about different instruments, so I thought it would be cool.
How have the budget cuts at the school, like how have you guys had to adapt to the budget cuts at the school?
Budget cuts in general are like just, yeah, this year I think there's a little bit more because COVID repercussions and just less enrollment in general in Seattle Public Schools, so that's pretty big. But in general, music teachers have always to deal with budget cuts on and off. So for any school really, you have the booster, which is a parent booster that fundraises and helps with instruments and trips and all kinds of things, coaching, music, things that actually the school really should help with in many cases. They do help with certain things, like in our situation, they repair instruments, they provide us with some of the technologies we need, but it is pretty minimal, so we end up basically having to fundraise to have those things. And unfortunately, if you have a school with lower parent involvement, it could be for any number of reasons, including that the parents maybe don't speak the language so much, or there's a need to work often during the times when we meet after school or something like that. Then you have lower parent involvement, and then you have less fundraising. So schools who are have a lot of parent involvement and a lot of more resources can usually tap into those resources and have more a bigger, more robust booster. So that's the way most teachers deal with it in music.
So recently, the schools had some budget cuts with some of the programs. How has the school adapted to budget cuts for the music program?
Well, the recent cuts is, probably I took the brunt of that.
Yeah.
Because I was cut from full-time here to 0.4 and had to pick up another school in order to keep my contract, and even then I'm not full-time. So personally, I took the brunt of that. What we lost for me was the IB class. That's really because I think that Mr. Morales was able to pick up the piano lab and then combine some classes so that you still have your orchestra. But we have one choir in this school of 1,000 students. We really should have a second choir that is an advanced level. We don't have that. You guys have that in jazz. You have it in orchestra. You have a chamber orchestra and you have jazz band. We don't have that in choir yet. Our numbers just aren't justifying it, and so the cuts as they came. But in this district, there are 2 schools that I know of at the high school level that get money from their building for the budget, and it's not much. Cleveland was getting $1,000 or $1,200 a year, and Rainier Beach the first year I was there, I got 900, the second year it was 700, and the third year it was 300. So, you know, we don't get much from the building budgets at all.
What impact does the music programs at the school have on the students?
Yeah, it has a variety of impacts. I mean, there's from kids who are just taking it just to have a class and move on to another class, and maybe at some point they'll, be interested in that subject again, but maybe they won't. They just take it for a semester and that's it. To kids who play from 6th grade through 12th grade and graduate and continue playing music, or even major in music, or decide to have their own band, or become musicians part-time or full-time. So music teachers, we've had music teachers, we've had people graduate in music, kids who develop their own bands, or even teach music production, things like that. So it has a variety of impact. You never know as a teacher who you're gonna impact, who's gonna stick with it, who's gonna push through and become very dedicated. So it's really neat to see that.
Yeah, dude, it's just my notes. 1, 2, 3.